My passion is designing things and designing spaces. My workday starts the night before when I'm thinking about my designs, when I'm trying to figure out the little details of my design in my head. The next morning, first thing I want to do is ride my bike up here and just be in this space early morning, sketching, putting those ideas that I had the night before down on paper. I feel so inspired just being in here, seeing the early morning sunlight coming through the windows. It's not so much about walls, it's not so much about confinement, it's about openness and inspiration.
In the 20th century, much of work was defined by building islands of specialization. The 21st century is defined by building bridges between those islands. The Mountaintop Experience, that really exemplifies how these bridges are being built and how we might see solutions developed in the future.
The classic problems that we have these days of the 21st century really demand perspectives from different groups, from engineers, from physicists, from chemists.
When I came here, I thought as a mechanical engineer, I would be taught, like, from start to finish, why different things function. And Lehigh, up to this point, has done a very good job at giving me the tools to learn those things. But the Mountaintop project has given me a chance to apply what I learned.
As a product designer, my passions lie in combining art, science, and technology to create products that are innovative and ergonomic. Having that background and that discipline, I looked to apply that to the things that I was really passionate about, which was fashion. This program allows you to take what you learn in the classroom and apply it in a way that you're able to really fall in love with your project.
There wasn't someone telling you had to be here at a certain time and classes from this time to this time. You're learning how to be a leader, you're learning how to get things from people without telling them what to do and making sure they feel just as much as part of the process as you would like to feel a part of the process. You're basically learning how to do things on your own and be independent, and I think sometimes being in the traditional classroom, you're not necessarily given those opportunities.
I think programs like the Mountaintop program are really the next step, and I think Lehigh seems to be really pursuing that with a technical entrepreneurship master's program, with programs that really focus on this element of explorative learning.
When I first heard of it, I was really nervous because I wasn't sure about the expectations. At the same time, it was exciting because it's like our options were limitless. You're like the master of your own fate.
Lehigh students are brilliant. What we may or could be developing at Mountaintop open the door and really force the door open for students at Lehigh to take more responsibility and be more creative.
Being guided through some open-ended problems before you graduate, I think, is an essential part of what we consider a university education.
It was freeing after a while because we could use our advisors for support, we could use them to give us resources and to give us suggestions and hear our ideas, but we were the ones that were guiding our own project and our own education, really.
In many ways, is an entrepreneurial experience. You're striking out on your own with new ideas, projects. You really do have to feel out a lot of options for yourself to realize that maybe what you originally set out for is not attainable, but there's something much better on the other side.
They've had the impetus to work on their own project, create their own ideas, and take that where it's going to go. It's research, and it's ongoing research. If we knew where we're going to end, then it wouldn't be quite so interesting.
They have time to think. They work problems out, or it doesn't work, you can test new ideas.
There's a sort of intimacy that you gain with the project and a sort of perspective that you get from the project when you are always continuously focusing on it. It's always on your mind.
Prior to the Mountaintop project, I realized that I had a passion for design, but I wasn't sure on how I can incorporate that to my curricular activities. Once I participated in the Mountaintop project, I found that missing link. This project taught me how to look at it from another perspective.
It's really wonderful to have the freedom that I've had with the Mountaintop project. I can come in here anytime I want, anytime I feel inspired. We're creating something that's wholly new to any university.
In the world that we live in today, you have to have room to be able to explore. You're giving students like myself opportunities to tap into things that they probably could not have before, or they didn't have the resources to before, and just pushing the envelope when it comes to what the traditional education process looks like.
This type of project just changed the way I looked at education and like schooling and what it means to have a project, right? Because it wasn't something we were doing for a grade, it was something we were doing because we thought we could make a difference and we knew we had the skills to make it happen. I'm doing the things that I would want to do, but I know that this experience brings me closer to my life goals.
I definitely feel a lot more secure. Now I feel a lot more focused in what I actually want to do. I can tell people I want to work in documentary film.
Being part of the Mountaintop program at Lehigh allowed me to be in an environment where I can be innovative, be in an environment where I can think differently, and where I can apply different disciplines to something that I am passionate about. The Mountaintop Project has given me that entrepreneurial spirit.
I can tell you right at the top of my resume, it's going to say Xiphius Project, Mountaintop. That is what I believe is the #1 differentiator between students from other schools, is because they don't have opportunities presented like this. Forcing you to be resourceful, forcing you to be innovative, those are definitely core qualities of the Mountaintop experience.